Haunted history. The Old Nick Theatre, Gainsborough, England. Built in 1850, it served as the town police station and court until the 1970s. In 1978, the building was taken over by the local theatre company and was transformed into the venue that it is today. The rest of the building, including the old cells, would eventually be opened to the public as a museum, housing items from the building's past, with at least 25 recorded deaths. It is no wonder the building is said to house a variety of paranormal activity. Shadow figures have been witnessed by many wandering the corridors of the old holding cells, and disembodied voices have also been reported in the theater area that was once the old court. Haunted history. The Ancient Ram-Inn. The ancient Ram-Inn was built in 1145 and housed the Masons while they were constructing the local church. The inn is built on a pagan burial ground where bones are still being uncovered. It is also situated on one of the UK's main ley lines. Ley lines are allegedly linked to increased paranormal activity at locations that they run through. The ghosts that allegedly haunt the inn include a witch that was burned at the stake after being captured by local witch hunters while she was seeking refuge at the inn, a murdered young girl who is believed to be called Rose, an incubus and a succubus. An incubus is a male demon and a succubus is a female demon who have their way with their target whilst they sleep. Haunted history. The National Service Museum. The National Service Museum is a building that was constructed in 1897 and housed the police, fire and ambulance services in Sheffield, South Yorkshire. The building was retired from service in 1965 and housed a variety of tenants until it was taken over by South Yorkshire Fire Services Historical Society in 1984 with the aim of turning the building into a museum. One of the ghosts that is often seen in the building is an old fireman who wanders the old building and allegedly interacts with the visitors, who often mistake him for someone who works at the museum. Another residential ghost is believed to haunt the building is a spirit who identifies himself to mediums as Cain. Cain is said to be a former prisoner who enjoys making his presence felt to visitors, though his spirit is said to be easily angered, especially if someone enters what is believed to be his old cell. Haunted history. The Tower of London. A historical castle located on the north bank of the River Thames. It was built on the order of William the Conqueror in 1078 and was an active prison from 1108 to 1952. The tower has housed thousands of prisoners over the centuries, and due to this, the tower has its fair share of ghost sightings. These include Guy Fawkes, who was housed and tortured in the tower. Many have claimed to hear screams that have been attributed to him. Strangely, the ghost of a bear has also been seen by guards and visitors, while animal ghosts are not as common. The tower was used to house various exotic animals during the reign of Henry III. The ghost of Anne Boleyn has also been witnessed walking from the tower towards her final resting place at the chapel of St. Peter ad Vincula. An unknown entity known as the Nameless Thing has frightened the guards over the years. It has never been seen. That makes those on patrol feel uneasy, as if they are being followed. Haunted history. Renishaw Hall. Renishaw Hall is a beautiful country house in Renishaw, Derbyshire, England. The house was built in 1625 by George Sitwell, who became High Sheriff of Derbyshire in 1653. The location has multiple ghost sightings associated with it. Women who visit the hall report being kissed on the hand and touched by an unseen entity. Local legends claim this to be the boy in pink, who was believed to be a young teen that died while staying at the hall. A servant girl is reportedly seen in the corridors, heading towards where an old staircase was located, only to vanish at what would have been the base of it. Finally, there is a ghostly monk that is claimed to walk the grounds of Renishaw. Those who have tried to call out to the monk are said to see him vanish soon after. Haunted history. Disneyland. Opened in July 1955. Disneyland is often called the happiest place on earth. One of the most disturbing legends is that during the construction of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, real human remains were used as props. Could this cause paranormal activity? Another ghost that reportedly haunts the ride is George. Legend goes he was a construction worker who was crushed during the building of the ride. Workers must say good morning and goodbye to him, as he is known for causing mischief and is often blamed for the ride breaking down. The ghost of a little boy reportedly haunts the haunted mansion. Many believe it to be his favorite attraction. Legends say his mother spread his ashes near the attraction in secret, but this cannot be verified. Finally, a man with a cane has been seen walking around the haunted mansion area. Some believe it to be a pilot that had crashed on the grounds where the mansion now stands. Haunted history. The Hellfire Caves. The Hellfire Caves in West Wickham are a man-made structure excavated by Sir Francis Dashwood between 1748 and 1752. The caves are so named because of their association with the Hellfire Club. The club reportedly took part in rituals and sacrifices, which could explain why they have so much paranormal activity. The caves are allegedly haunted by several ghosts, including the former steward of Dashwood, Paul Whitehead. Whitehead reportedly left his heart to Dashwood in his will, requesting that it be kept in an urn in the caves. At some point in time, his heart was stolen from the urn. His spirit has apparently been seen roaming the caves, searching for his lost heart, unable to find rest until it is returned. Another ghost that is said to haunt the caves is Suki, a former barmaid of the George and Dragon Pub. She died in the caves after being struck by a rock that was thrown by local men who, fearful of reprisal, moved her body back to her room in the pub. Haunted history. Pendle Hill. Pendle Hill is allegedly haunted by the spirits of at least 10 witches who were hung at Lancaster Castle and buried beneath the hills. All the witches that were accused were all denied access to legal counsel and the right to call witnesses. Could this injustice be the reason that the witches are said to still haunt the hills? They are not the only ones who are said to haunt the hills. There have been stories of phantom travelers being seen on the hills who are said to be the spirits of those who have lost their way. Paranormal activity reported at the location includes disembodied voices, spirit lights, and people having unexplained feelings of anger. Haunted history. The Black Swan. An old English pub located in the historical city of York. The building dates to the 15th century and was originally used to house the mayor of York and members of Parliament. It was converted to a pub in the late 18th century. Paranormal activity reported by visitors includes disembodied voices and items reportedly moving or going missing. The spirits believed to haunt the pub are a man in a bowler hat who waits impatiently at the bar before vanishing, the ghost of a jilted lover, who legends say should a man meet her gaze, he will die in ecstasy. A young boy who has been called William, reportedly a pickpocket, and the one who is responsible for items moving or going missing. A highwayman known as Jack appears regularly in the kitchen area, dressed in riding boots and a long black cloak. Haunted history, Whitby Abbey. An old ruin of a monastery in Whitby, England, that was built in the 7th century. The original abbey was destroyed during various raids in the late 800s, but was rebuilt by the Normans round the year 1070. The abbey would thrive until the dissolution of the monasteries, when its building materials were used to build the Cholmondeley family's mansion. Several ghosts are believed to haunt the abbey. Saint Hilda, who founded the abbey, is believed to roam its ruins and has been witnessed peering out of the window frames. Legends also tell of a phantom nun called Constance de Beverley, who broke her vows of chastity. Her punishment was to be buried alive behind a brick wall. In the cell area, many claim to hear her screams for mercy and cries for help. The apparition that appears in that area is also believed to be her, perhaps trying to draw attention to her plight.